It's my pleasure then to welcome our first opening panel. As we think of ingenuity, one of the things that I think surprises people about Israel is that there's a lot more of an inclusive economy than you may realize. My pleasure to introduce our moderator, Oded Distel, to begin a session on inclusion in the Israeli economy.
Thank you very much, Ziv.
Okay. Oh, good. Don't worry about
But I need the clicker. They told me it's here. This is it. Yes. Okay, great. Boker Tov and good morning, everybody. I would like to introduce Wendy Coplan-Gould, the CEO of HRS. You can see on the slide. And we're going to have a chat in a few minutes. I do a brief introduction before. Yep. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it's competition that drives our world. It's competition for large multinationals, for smaller companies, for different organizations. Everybody has to keep with the speed of modern world. And to my opinion, it's only going to get faster and faster. So therefore, competition is basically driving our world. And when you speak about companies and assets and what is the real advantage of companies, at the end of the day, it's always about people. This is the main capital and possibilities of companies. The human infrastructure, the human capital, whatever you call it, it's about people that drive the companies. And when companies come to Israel, they always seek for top talent people. Basically, they are looking for Arik or Ariks. And as you can see, Arik served in a high technological unit in the army called Lotem. And Arik says that 8-200 reports to Lotem. Now, I'm a simple combat medic in the army, in the infantry, so I'm not 100% sure if he's right, but this is what he told me. And he was an officer there. As you can see, he was graduated in the University of Tel Aviv, engineering, traveled in many countries, and those of you who are looking at the small details can see that Arik is also single. So if there is anyone here who has a cousin, daughter, nephew, ex-girlfriend in Israel, we are ready to deliver the message. Yes, we also do all traditional matchmaking alongside with business matchmaking. So this is Arik. The problem is that Arik is a scarce resource. There are not too many Ariks, and everybody is in a constant search for Arik. So now I want to introduce to you the world of Talmud, and I took a huge risk because in 30 seconds I want to explain to you what is the world of Talmud, kind of a suicidal mission, but I will try. So what you can see here is Ivcha Mistabra. Ivcha Mistabra is in Aramite. Aramite is a very ancient language, was spoken in Israel alongside Hebrew thousands of years ago. And the idea of Ivcha Mistabra in free translation is the opposite is right. And it reflects the concept of the world of Talmud, meaning constant questioning, trying to find another way, doubt everything, not willing to accept a thing as is. So this is the world of Talmud. And now, if we try to take the concept, okay? We started with the fact that everybody is looking for top talent. Everybody is looking for Arik. There are not too many Ariks available. By the way, I failed to mention, Arik is working for us. Arik left the army a year ago, and then he joined the ministry and is working with us. So if we practice Ivcha Mistabra on this problem that we just mentioned, we might end up with Yechiel. Now, Yechiel is an ultra-Orthodox Haredi guy that is also working in the ministry, And Yechiel helped us very much prepare for this session. As you can see, Yechiel is already fixed. No need for shidduch in this direction. He has 4 kids. Everything is OK. Let's have a look at what the ultra-Orthodox guys, what do they study? So you can see those are the critical elements in their routine. They work hard, they work in pairs, they work in teams. They tackle many, many issues, and they try to bring new concept to those issues, new perspective. The guys that are able to bring new ideas to problems that exist for thousands of years, and by the way, those are not just religious issues that they are tackling on a daily basis. It's relations, it's property, legal, whatever. And the ones that are able to bring new thoughts, new concept to this arena are considered to be what we call in Hebrew, ilui, meaning the guys with sharpest brain. And basically what they study, they study how to study. So at the end of the day, those guys are extremely powerful, brain powerful, in their capabilities to absorb and to learn and to accept and to digest a lot of new material, regardless in which sector it is. So it's, in a way, similar to top business school, but they are doing it not in a silo concept, but in a very, I would say, intuition way, which is totally different than the regular way that you study in business school. Who are this population? So you see, it's a large population, very solid. Most of them are married with kids, extremely loyal to their job, and Wendy is going to elaborate on it in a few minutes. There's no nonsense. They come to work, so they do the work. This is what they do when they come to work. No surfing, no Facebook, no other issues during the day. As Amit mentioned, the government is also involved. We have different programs and tracks in order to support the employment of Haredi community. By the way, also more or less same programs to the Arab community. So we are there also trying to assist and push it forward. Okay, and now we came to HRS and to Wendy Coplan-Gould, which is, for me, a very interesting project that we would like to discuss in a nutshell because of time limitation, but to show you the way that we did alongside with HRS in order to have a project from a concept to a project on the ground. So, Wendy, I'll take a seat next to you. Okay. Please tell us a little bit about HRS and about medical coding. What is it all about?
Well, my firm is a health information services firm which specializes in medical coding. And you ask what medical coding is. It's the reading and translating of a patient's clinical documentation into numerical codes, such as hypertension 401.9. That set of codes is a classification system called ICD-9, which has been in effect since the 1970s.
Great. Okay. Now, a little bit about HRS and yourself.
Well, HRS
which is almost one, right?
Right. Well, when you've been at the helm of a company for 36 years, it's synonymous. But our company outsources medical coding to hospitals. And there's a shortage of clinical coders, and I was an instructor for I-9 and saw the need when the government decided to pay claims based on the coding. So no longer could a physician submit or a hospital submit the word hypertension or diabetes. It had to align with codes. And therefore, clinical coding became much more important and a hot item, job in the workforce. And there's a new code set coming, which is going to increase the codes from 14,000 to 140,000, God willing, October 1, 2015.
Great. Okay, now Wendy, tell us, how we got to know each other and how did the project started?
Thanks, I'm happy to. Well, we knew we had a problem that we weren't going to be able to staff our current projects with the coming of the new code set because productivity was expected to drop 50 to 60%. And if any of our clients wanted us to increase our workload, the current work we were doing for them was going to double, and then if they needed additional help, so we needed to find a solution. We felt that training U.S. graduates, we had done that, it had been moderately successful. Going to Asia, India was out of our comfort zone, and we actually had our solution right in our office. We had an ultra-Orthodox woman working for us who later married an Israeli and moved to Jerusalem, and we decided, well, maybe we should look at that population. So we reached out to the Maryland Israel Development Center, who reached out to the Israeli Embassy, who reached out to you. And that's how we met.
And this was when?
2011.
Okay. So we started our dialogue, our romance,
right,
in 2011. It took us some time, but it was not your fault, neither ours.
Your team provided us with every opportunity to succeed. From the north to the south, you introduced us to businesses, to schools, to NGOs, to organizations that were schools, seminaries looking to put Haredi to work. And after our mission, and it was like a 10-day mission with your team in December of 2011, we decided to proceed, and we did it through a series of community meetings and screening tests and interviews, and in July of 2013, we opened our Coding Academy in one of the vocational training centers
of the ministry. Right.
And we recruited 20 Haredi women out of 100. And the reason that we were so excited to work with this population is similar to what Oded said. They challenge, they're intellectual, they probe, and medical coding is the work of a detective. And you need to be a detective to figure out how to assign the codes.
Wendy, give us one or two special moments during this very long process, especially with regards to the interaction with those nice 20 ladies.
Well, on a personal level, we have gained a family with the Invest in Israel group, but with our 20 women. After we had our opening in July 2013, one of our students circulated a video of that opening, and we didn't even know that we had anybody with that kind of talent. So that's been kind of a discovery of not only do they learn, do they raise 15 children, now they come to work every day, they're creative.
And in terms of being able to cope with the tons of materials that they had to go through, biology, pharmacology, and all of this?
Our group sat at a computer 5 to 6 hours a day for 14 months. And at the end of their learning process, which had some hurdles, 100% of them passed, which is unheard of. So we took the computer-based training, we combined it with on-site learning, with remote Skyping, and we succeeded with 100% pass rate.
Great. One sentence about the future.
Well, the future, God willing, October 1, 2015, the Congress will move forward with ICD-10, and we have an incredible group of working Haredi women who are doing fabulously with their coding skills, and we look to be able to move forward with you again.
Great. I see Ziv is already moving around there. So we'll have to conclude.
Okay.
What I would like to say, we learned from the example of our cooperation with HRS. We feel now that we are more we have all the structure aligned, and we are eager to have other projects. Can be in whatever sector that you can think of. We have the entire set in order to allocate, to find, to recruit, to train, to med, to check the team that you would like to hire in Israel. So as Amit said, we are at your service, we are from the government, and we are here to help, and I'm serious. Thank you.
You couldn't be in better hands.